obviously the cost angle. I think governance, I'm sure people have been talking a lot about it, right? And increasingly the central banks across the world, right? And more to do so even in the Southeast Asia and the Asian region, right? Talk about MAS or the Central Bank of Malaysia, as well as for India, who have put out consulting papers and draft guidelines to have an AI kill switch, right? So that end of the day, people in the bank have the ultimate control for getting that to an end to that extent, right? Cost has always been a concern, right? Because and two classic examples which we all have, read the headlines. Microsoft had to cancel their internal cloud subscription because that costing went and shot the roof. Similarly, Uber also had their entire year's budget finished up in 3 or 3.5 months once it was rolled out, right? Which shows that the runaway cost with more and more tokens being used up, how it becomes a very, very expensive proposition, right? But the bottom three cards, which we are talking about, it talks also from a customer perspective, right? And that is where I think probably the business heads and the relationship heads and the retail banking heads in the forum would be able to relate to, right? If you put out basically the credit models, right? And there's lack of explainability which comes in, then, effectively the central banks don't accept it or the regulators don't accept it. And that's what happened, right? There's a loss of customer trust also because the customer confidence takes a huge beating, right? And that's what Hello Digit faced when the algorithms itself, which were required to bring down the number of overdraft cases, actually. And